What is up, everybody? Rob the Vapor here, and today, if you didn't guess by the title already, we are doing an e-liquid review. And today we have a Halo, again if you didn't guess by the title, a Halo e-liquid review, and this is their sample pack. This is the tobacco sample pack, which contains 6 e-liquids, and that consists of Torque 56, Turkish Tobacco, Midnight Apple, Prime 15, Longhorn, and Tribeca. Okay, so it comes in a nice little tin, which I've lost the top for, but presentation is really good. And the tin is also an awesome atomizer stand, which is what I'm actually using it for now. You can fit all your 22mm devices in little foam holes, and yeah, it's actually a really good atomizer stand. So props to Halo. Don't know if that was intended, but it's a cool little thing. Okay, so first up we are going to review Torque 56. So before we do that, Halo are an American company. They blend all their liquids in America. They use USP grade ingredients, premium flavorings, and safety sealed. I'm vaping 6 milligrams. It is more PG than VG. They do not specify. I wish they would. It's nice to have some transparency in what goes into your e-liquid. Personally, I would say this is about 65 PG, so it's quite PG heavy. And because of that, we are using a single coil 1.1 ohm in the Freak Show Mini, and we are at 18 watts for testing. So I've already I've already vaped most of these e-liquids, like nearly the whole bottles of every one of them. And there wasn't any that I didn't really like. There's a few that I'm sort of like, about, but I still like them. So let's talk a little bit about them, I guess. And shouts out to Rob for sending me these for review. Much love, Rob. Still waiting on that t-shirt. Okay, so let's try this. This is Torque 56. Torque 56 is definitely a fruity and maybe has a hint of anise or licorice, just that type of vape, and tobacco. It's floral, not perfumey in a bad way, but very perfumey is the wrong word. Very what's the word you use? I'm lost for words. Very fragrant. That's the word I was looking for. It's very fragrant tobacco. One of my least favourite out of the lot, but I mean it's still something that I would vape quite happily. Definitely get, let's do the inhale exhale. On the inhale you get sort of the floral notes, and then on the exhale you get the sort of tobacco-y anise type of thing. I would actually love to know what's in this, because it's quite a nice blend. But again, it's not something, when I go for a tobacco I want, something that emulates cigarettes. This does not emulate cigarettes. So if you guys are new coming over from cigarettes, Torque 56, so yeah, Torque 56 mightn't be for you. Okay, so that was Torque 56. Decent. 6 out of 10, I would say, for Torque 56. Next is a strange one. I actually kind of like this one, but again, it's my lesser favourite out of the set. This is Midnight Apple. So all bottles come 7 milliliters. They're the traditional Halo bottle, so that means that they come with your volume, your nicotine, your lot, and your best by date, which is nice. You've got your caution, and it's a child safety cap. So happy days. Packaging is a little bit, uniform, but it's whatever really. Okay, so let's go for some Midnight Apple. Get that nice and wet. Okay, so Midnight Apple is a curious one. It's actually, it's a one that grows on you the more you vape it. For me, it's again, much like Torque 56, one of my lesser favourite, I guess you could say, of the few. Let's try out Midnight Apple. Midnight Apple on the inhale is very appley, almost like a green apple, a very ripe green apple. And on the exhale, then you get that dark tobacco-y tone, so it's like a dirty apple. Dirty apple, that's a good way to describe it. Not in a bad way, but it's good. It's just apple is not one of my all-day vape flavours. And all these liquids are very flavourful. Halo uses quite a lot of flavouring for sure, so you're definitely not going to be trying to identify flavours. They're all there. But the mixes are quite nuanced, but you get a lot of flavour. For me, Midnight Tobacco is like a 5 out of 10. That doesn't mean it's bad. Remember, 5 in the scale. Everyone says 5 out of 10 all bad. 1 being the worst, 10 being the absolute best. 5 is somewhere in the middle for me. It's an okay liquid. It's not something that I would personally vape all day. It's nice, but it's just not something that I would vape all day. I don't like apple. So, the legendary Tribeca. Tribeca I would consider Halo's flagship tobacco e-liquid. And it's awesome. I really do like Tribeca a lot. This one's probably my favourite, or maybe second favourite out of the list. But I love Tribeca. Tribeca is it's a very well known liquid. It's been around for a good while, and I'm nearly all out. I'm actually squeezing the last drops out here. We don't have much Tribeca left, because I do enjoy Tribeca. So, as far as I know, these aren't NET, and NET means extracted tobaccos. These are synthetic flavourings, I'm fairly sure, because they don't gunk up your coil like a traditional NET would, which, in my opinion, is a good thing. I don't really like having gunky coils after using one tank or dripping a few times, and that's what an NET is. To basically extract the flavourings and stuff out of the leaf. So yeah, as far as I know, I probably got that wrong, but Tribeca is great. Tribeca reminds me of a light cigarette, like say like a Marlboro Light, or what other good lights are there out there? Maybe even a Benson and Hedges Silver. They're the light Benson, something like that. Tribeca is toasty, nutty, light, but very flavourful, and it's a good tobacco. It's a very good tobacco. Tribeca is definitely one of the favourites out of all tobaccos I've tried, not just out of this Halo sample pack, but out of all of them. I really do dig Tribeca. Yeah, it's very tasty, Tribeca, but that's the best way to describe it, a toasted, light tobacco. So think of your Marlboro Lights, your Camel. Camels are light, I think, as is the Camel Blues, like a Camel Blue maybe, something like that. It's a very good flavour. If you don't have the budget to buy the sample pack, I would suggest definitely trying out Tribeca. I think my mum, who's my vaping guinea pig, she still smokes cigarettes, but I'm trying to convert her. Tribeca was the liquid that she immediately said, oh, I like this, this is nice. So Tribeca has that effect if you're switching over. It will definitely remind you of cigarettes. It's a very good light tobacco. Okay, so next we will do, let's see, I'm trying to think which ones we've got here. Turkish Tobacco. Okay, so 2 of them I've actually vaped the whole bottle, so we're going to have to just talk on experience and remember the flavours. So yeah, Turkish Tobacco is up next, and I actually have some notes on this. So the reason I'm doing this video the way I'm doing it is I've decided to change how I do liquid reviews. We're going to do, if I get sent like say 5 or 6 liquids, we're going to review them all in one video like this with a little dripper at like, single coil, and and just do it that way because it's quicker and you get your initial impressions But for this, I vaped all of these liquids quite extensively, and I've taken some notes on some of them. So yeah, so this is Turkish Tobacco. Turkish Tobacco shares a lot with Torque 56. Except, I wouldn't say it's as fruity. It's more of like a dark, deep flavour. Rich. It's definitely anise and definitely licorice in there as well. I think they're a base for a lot of these liquids. Very faint. But again, it's similar to Torque 56 I found. Turkish Tobacco, very floral, very fragrant, aromatic. Inhale and exhale, strong, rounded out licorice, maybe anise, maybe some, it's like an earthy type of flavour. And it's good. It is good. I didn't rate Tribeca 9 out of 10 for Tribeca. Definitely one of the best tobacco, definitely the best tobacco liquid that I've had personally. It's just something that I like. It's like that light cigarette type of taste, and they've nailed that. So yeah, that's what Tribeca gets. But Turkish Tobacco, yeah, 6 out of 10. You know, it's good, just not mine. So then Prime 15 and Longhorn. Okay, so I've lost Prime 15 and Longhorn, meaning I've vaped all of them. And I very much like Longhorn and Prime 15. Both were very similar to the stronger end of the cigarette spectrum. So Marlboro Reds, Benson and Hedges, Camel Yellow, Lucky Strikes are a light cigarette as well. So yeah, both of those guys, Longhorn and Prime 15, both very similar to your stronger end of the spectrum. So if you want lights, I would suggest going with Tribeca if you're a light smoker, you're coming over. And if you are a guy who smokes like Marlboro Red, Benson and Hedges, Gold, any of those, Camel Yellows, I would suggest Prime 15 or Longhorn, because they're both like that American tobacco type flavour. And I'm leaking juice. Hold up. That's the problem with juices that are this thin in drippers. You'll end up getting leaks because it's quite it's not as viscous as say something like high VG, so you end up getting a little bit of leaky. So sorry I had to summarise Prime 15 and Longhorn. What happened really was that I have been meaning to do this review multiple times, and just time hasn't allowed for it. Setups haven't allowed for it. I've been reviewing different tanks, different RDAs, so I never had one thing to stay on and just vape. So finally I was able to do it and, get there and talk about these guys. But to summarise the Halo Tobacco sample pack, I think this is another great first time vapor pack, which would go well with the Halo Triton or anything like it. This liquid would work better in say a Nautilus or any type of claramizer that's above 0.8 ohms, say something like that. It'll work fantastically, and I think that's where you should go if you are just into vaping. I really enjoyed this sample pack. I really did enjoy the tobaccos, and as a tobacco vape fan, these are definitely up there. I just wish they were higher VG. I can't vape too high PG for too long. But yeah, Halo, good job on the tobaccos. Very enjoyable. And yeah, I would recommend Halos for new guys that are starting out for sure. So it's $25 for the Halo sample pack. $25 gets you 7x6, 6 36 with 42 milliliters for €25 is pretty good. So I would definitely suggest checking that out, and you can get it from halocigs.com. So yeah, I've been Rob the Vapor, guys. I hope you enjoyed this tobacco review, tobacco Halo liquid review. We've got a lot more liquid reviews coming up soon, and I'm going to start doing them like this. It's more manageable and easy for me to do. And yeah, I've been Rob the Vapor, guys. Haters catch the vapors. I'll see you all later. Have a good day. Peace.